What's up, everybody? My name is Jared Harmon, and I'm a local real estate professional here in San Diego, North Park to be precise. And today, my job is to help you understand and navigate the San Diego housing market in 2025, as far as what to expect and what trends we're likely to see going into the new year. Now, I'm sure you're already aware, but the housing market absolutely exploded during the COVID-19 pandemic from 2020 to 2022. During this time, interest rates were at all-time lows, and it was really affordable for anyone to get into the housing market. Because of this, during that time, it was also very difficult to get into the housing market, oddly enough. I know that's kind of a contradiction, but there was insane amounts of competition because everyone could afford to buy, well, maybe not everyone, but many people could afford to buy a house at the time. So there was insane amounts of competition. Houses were selling for $100, $200, $300, $400,000 over the asking price. This was an absolute anomaly that we had never seen before. Real estate listing agents during this time could just walk into a house, snap a few photos on their iPhone, and call it a day, and it would be sold within just a few days. To put it short, that is not the case anymore. In the late stages of 2022, the Fed started hiking interest rates to combat inflation. And since then, interest rates went from 3% all the way up to 7%, where they still are today. And on top of the higher interest rates, we're stuck in this pickle where housing prices haven't come down. But there's a good reason for that, particularly here in San Diego. So if we pull up San Diego on a map, we have downtown San Diego right here. And San Diego County runs all the way out to Oceanside, out into Borrego Springs, and down along the Tijuana-Mexican border. This unique geographic location makes San Diego a very insulated market because we have the ocean to the west, meaning we can't build west. We have Mexico to the south, we can't build south. We have the desert to the east, and people just don't really want to live out there, so people don't build houses. And then Camp Pendleton is just north of Oceanside. That means San Diego is entirely landlocked, and it's incredibly difficult to find new land for us to build on. When you compare San Diego to other large cities that experienced similar exponential growth during the pandemic, like Austin, Texas here, it's a very typical metropolitan layout where you have a downtown in the middle and then suburbs that surround it in a radius. But to go along with this, Austin is not landlocked in any way. They're able to build out in just about every single direction and produce more homes, and more homes means more inventory. And as a result of new construction, Austin's real estate market has actually dropped in the median sales price because they've had the luxury of being able to build more homes. Going back to San Diego, because we are entirely landlocked, we have a fixed supply, which means even though demand is down because less people can afford homes, there is a fixed supply, so prices are almost always going to go up because we're in an insulated market. And this is accurately reflected when we look at our sales stats. So starting in January 2021, San Diego County's median sales price for a detached home was $741,000. And in the metro area specifically, it was just shy of $800,000. If we fast forward to, let's say, June of 2021, the San Diego County has gone up to $875 and Metro up to $950. This is about a 12% increase. So let's go and jump from July 2021 to December of the same year. Prices have stayed roughly the same between July and December. But if we then go and compare December 2021 to June 2022, we see a much different story. And this is where you can really see that exponential growth that we saw during the pandemic. Things went absolutely bonkers in the spring of 2022. So in June 2022, San Diego County's median price went all the way up to $975,000, and the metro area is just shy of $1.2 million. This is about a 20% increase, which is absolutely ridiculous. Looking then at December of 2022, this dropped about 20%. Looking at June 2023, this rose again about 15%. And then if we look at December 2023, This stays pretty stagnant between June 2023 and December 2023, and this is because the interest rates have finally stabilized around that 7% mark. And if we then look at June 2024, these jump about another 10%. So you can see year over year, prices tend to fluctuate between the winter and the spring markets about 10 to 15% here in San Diego County, despite high interest rates. Now, I expect this trend to stay true as long as there's no serious, crazy, catastrophic event that upsets the San Diego housing market. We're going to continue to see a 10 to 15% fluctuation in the median sales price between the winter months and the spring/summer months where prices tend to reach their highest point. Now, what does this mean for you as a home buyer? At the time of recording this, it's January 14th, 2025. So that means buyers in today's market that are actively looking for homes have about 3, 4, maybe 5 more weeks before the market starts to pick up. We typically see the market uptick starting in February. Now, this market is quickly gaining momentum. There's been a lot of buyers on the sidelines in 2024 that have been waiting for interest rates to come down, but we just got another jobs report, and it seems like those rate cuts aren't going to come for quite some time. It's finally starting to make sense to the average consumer that interest rates are going to stabilize for the next couple of years somewhere between 6 and 7%. And we expect, or rather we hope, that interest rates stabilize over the long term around 4 to 5%. Knowing this, for buyers, the question now becomes, does it make sense for me to wait on my purchase until interest rates drop, or does it make more sense for me to get in the market and start reaping some of the rewards of the high appreciation San Diego has to offer? And to answer that question, it's important to analyze the difference between these two options. Every 1% drop on your interest rate for the average consumer means you can afford $100,000 more on your mortgage. So let's say you bought an $800,000 house today in San Diego County where the average appreciation rate is about 6% or so. If you're getting 6% on $800,000, that's roughly $50,000 in equity. That's not accounting for your mortgage payments, tax write-offs, or your down payment that you make up front. I don't know about you, but I would like to be making $50,000 extra every year. So if you're looking to buy a house in San Diego, by far the best months to complete your purchase are between November and January. These are the months where the people who are listing homes are the most motivated to sell. They need to sell and they're willing to do it in the holiday season when they could be entertaining friends and family. And this means it's the perfect time for you to get the best deal you can find. For the sellers out there, the best time to sell your house is absolutely between February and September. Now, I know this seems like quite a big range, but you can absolutely get top dollar for your home in any of these months with the right marketing campaign. Now, knowing this trend alone is not enough to get you top dollar. It's going to be really important to plan and do your due diligence with a great agent to help you properly market your property. And that's where someone like me comes in. We'll sit down, we'll have a chat, we'll assess your goals, and create a personalized marketing plan to get your home not only seen by as many people as possible, but seen by the right people. The marketing plan for one property might not be the best choice when selling another. That's why it's so important to have a custom tailored plan based on your goals and needs. Refer to the links in the description to connect with me based on your goals and needs. With all that being said, I hope you found immense value in this video and you're now prepared to explore the housing market in 2025.